Hey everyone, Mark here. Welcome to Bitcoin Say What?
Bitcoin say what?
Boom. We are here Monday through Friday to educate, entertain, and talk about the evolution of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the blockchain. And today we're going to talk about a few different things. Brenda, how are you today?
I'm doing really good, really good. Today we're going to be talking about some Bitcoin news. Mark's going to bring you some important stuff. I'm going to talk about how to read a trading chart, an indicator that I like to use. I'm going to talk about some crypto jobs you might consider or your children, some money saving ideas to stack up on your crypto if you need to kind of budget to buy for it. And Mark's going to talk about an important event tonight. And I just want to say that picture behind us was a beautiful, I think, sunrise or sunset on the ocean there. And it almost looks like it's the beautiful orange color of maybe Bitcoin coming to the horizon and starting to grow this coming summer. So go ahead, Mark, and talk about some good news.
There we go. All right. I am my first article. Let me bring it on up for us here. It is right here. Whoops, we got it right. That's funny. Give me 1 second. There we go. And this should be to you. There we go. We got it? All right. Here we go. Okay, Bitcoin rebounds to 56K as Dogecoin price halted, a 420% weekly gain. Okay, we're coming off of kind of a crazy weekend here. Bitcoin benefits from the adoption boost by Venmo, while Dogecoin Day so far produces little in terms of fresh price upside for Doge. So Bitcoin saw a staunch comeback on Tuesday thanks to a fresh bullish news from PayPal combined with solid on-chain indicators. So the big news really yesterday was, hey, PayPal, which is the parent company of Venmo, which is a payment delivery system, has announced that you will be able to purchase crypto, buy and sell on your phone, like a simple app. It's a very, for us older folks, it's a little, we're more used to the PayPal. For the younger folks, Venmo is definitely in their wheelhouse. And, let me see here. Let's see. As Cointelegraph reported, the aim of the celebration is to launch Dogecoin USD $4.20 to coincide with the date and week in which SpaceX technuking, that's an interesting word, Elon Musk promises to put a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon with his latest rocket launch. And yesterday is a day 420 that I did not quite understand until it was explained to me that 420 has something to do with the acceptance and use of cannabis. So that's a new one to me. Sometimes you get kind of busy in life, you don't realize what some things mean. So for the most part, just wanted to talk about that Bitcoin has come back and it's working its way back up. There is definitely interest. People are sticking, obviously price.
As you can see right there, that trading chart there, that's like a support line, and that's showing that it's making kind of like baby steps up. So go ahead.
Yep. Inch by inch, it's a cinch, right? There we go.
It's not as exciting as Dogecoin's 20%, but we have to realize where we've come, and so it's just something that. Go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. It's one of those things where it takes time. We're talking about adoption. The Venmo news is definitely exciting because this starts to bring in the younger generation as far as adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because obviously they're more tech centric than us older folks. It's going to be interesting to see these next couple of weeks, and then kind of things will probably flatten out over time. But for the most part, this really talks about why why
Could you lock it in at that right there? I would say too, even with Dogecoin, everybody's excited about it, especially the younger generation. We have sons that are in their 20s and know other people in their 20s, and that's all they're talking about is Dogecoin. And so, I mean, we probably would too. I think some people are investing in it at no matter what age, but it's one of those things. It's going to have this, massive percentage up. What do they say? It's up 420% compared to Bitcoin, kind of stair stepping itself right now. And so I would say people you can be bringing with Dogecoin like that, but then it could crash down like crazy hard.
Yeah.
Who knows? But Bitcoin might be more of just this slow creep up with more institutionals that are using it more for a store of value versus the younger generation getting in with the hype and then getting out with the quick profit margin, although they're going to have to pay capital gains probably. So they don't realize that, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the quote underneath that chart there. Once Doge dumps, we should see a nice recovery. No point talking about any price lower than 52,000 unless this doesn't hold, which I think it will. Not sure. That was through a popular Twitter account, I believe, Income Shark. So I'm going to move on to my next article.
You're going to have to, you won't be able to just go, I don't know if you've done this before. You can't just go straight to the next one. You're going to have to go back to you and I together.
Walk back out, right?
You got to walk back out and walk back in. Yeah. And then go pull your other one again.
Okay. I hit the stop button.
And then hit share again.
I got to come back to the StreamYard.
Yep.
There we go. Okay.
You got to share. So he's going to pull up another article here.
Yep. This is about snack companies. Hold on. I almost went the wrong way here. Gosh. There we go. We'll share your screen here.
I haven't eaten yet, so maybe we'll be interested.
Yeah, actually, it sounds pretty good.
It's early here. We're in the Chicagoland area, and it's 6:15, so we just had coffee. That's our breakfast right now.
That's a breakfast of champions. All right, and here we go. Snack companies, and this should be it. Boom.
Okay. Cool.
Real quick, I'm going to center this up. All right. Snack companies are openly celebrating 420 thanks to Doge. And there's that 420 again, yesterday being the day, the cannabis day. There again, still don't understand that, but hey, I'm willing to learn. Okay. Since Slim Jim began furiously promoting Dogecoin on Twitter in February, the number of followers on its account has quintupled. That's very interesting.
I didn't know that Slim Jim was still really a popular. Is Slim Jim all they have is the meat sticks?
I think they have a couple. Yeah, I think for the most part, yeah.
People still eat that, but I don't know. I'm not into that. I think it's like, oh.
Yeah. I've had a few Slim Jims in my day, probably a few too many Slim Jims in my day.
Okay. So that's interesting that became news.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that
and what's even more interesting is that Mark, as a guy who probably has eaten Slim Jim, thought this was noteworthy to talk about.
Well, I mean
it's just how men think. So go ahead.
Well, okay. So let me give you a little bit of news here, and then we can kind of kick that around. Okay, in a tweet today, Slim Jim, funny if that was a person, announced that it was launching its own non-fungible token, or NFT, featuring the Dogecoin Shiba Inu on the face of the moon underneath a rocket ship with the body of a slender meat snack. Okay, cool. The NFT offering follows a fury of tweets since February, the sheer number of which might even make Elon Musk jealous, in which Slim Jim has posted pro-Doge memes, messages, rocket ships, and crypto-related hashtags in advance of Doge Day to its more than 96,200 followers. So the interesting thing is that.
Well, let's see it. Is that they're going to show it?
Yep, that's it. Want me to play it or no?
I don't know if you played it before. Let's see what it is. Yeah, you can always stop it. Go ahead.
All right, here it's very short.
Okay.
That's all it is. You see it?
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, stop it because it's probably just going to be on the replay.
How do I stop it?
You just click right in the middle of it.
Okay, there we go. Perfect, okay. Perfect. So I'm going to go back. Well, we'll just leave this here. So what the interesting thing that I found about this was how much it attracted people to their product. So I think it's kind of a interesting maybe what you'll find is that crypto might be a really nice way to see where the marketplace is at. Who's buying Slim Jims? Who's following this? Is it just because of the tweet? How do you jump up your numbers, okay, that much? I mean, that's pretty impressive. Now you can kind of live and die by that. You know what I mean, Brenda?
Totally.
So if
Yeah.
Dogecoin is going through the roof,
It's great, but if it tanks and it goes down to
yeah, you live by
they'll ditch it. They'll ditch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a saying, I won't say it, but they'll ditch it. So
yeah.
we'll keep it plain today.
Yeah.
But and I would have to say, I was actually just thinking that, maybe you and I, Mark, besides investing in crypto and other things, hard assets, maybe we should go into the Shiba Inu dog breeding business, because I bet that's going to, honestly, if this crypto coin does well, I was just thinking, I bet that's going to be the new popular dog.
That would be interesting. We should maybe what we'll do is for a fun fact moment or something, to see if breeding of is it Shiba? I think it is Shiba Inu.
Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah, that's what the article said. Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if there is a increase in breeding of that dog, because how sometimes certain dogs, all of a sudden 1 minute, back when we were growing up, it was what was it, collies, with Lassie, and then German shepherds, and so honestly, it would be kind of.
When is the big dog show, the Westminster? When is that? Thanksgiving time, or when is that?
I thought that was in the fall.
Okay, well, we'll have to see if that's all of a sudden the dog of the year. Let's just see if all of a sudden they just.
Well, hey, why not? How about
Well, bringing great exposure to the Westminster Dog Show, and then they say, "Look, which dog won? Oh my gosh, it's the Shiba Inu." So anyway.
Yeah, or Dogecoin could sponsor it. And honestly, that'd be kind of an interesting, because maybe they're again from the.
Maybe we need to get paid for our ideas here, because I think we're coming.
We're giving them away. I'm telling you, what a morning. This is. If it was Monday, if this was Monday, it'd be Monday, Money Making Monday. So I'm going to just go through.
An average couple from the Midwest giving corporations around the world marketing.
There was another part of this. Okay.
Look, I see the word Milky Way in there, to the moon.
Yeah.
So, how about, is it Mars? Is Mars still make Milky Way bars?
Yeah.
There's another one.
That was the funny comment here. I'll read it. In addition to Slim Jim, two major brands manufactured by the Mars,
I didn't even read that.
Snickers and Milky Way, have also pushing Doge on social media. The chocolate bars included messages encouraging the price of the token to head not to the moon, but rather to the Milky Way, and even included a mock-up of the Dogecoin dog token and rocket ship on its Snickers.
So I wonder if there's is there any sort of thing when you use that dog and that coin in your marketing, that's not like a infringement on trademark?
I don't know.
I'm thinking we want a remodeling and painting company in the Midwest and the Chicagoland area. I'm figuring out how we're going to slap that on our trucks or something.
To
the moon with our remodeling.
Is that more of a meme? I mean,
I don't know, but I'm just saying they used the dog in that. And the Slim Jim thing I thought I saw. Anyway,
I know that, but it was on his face is on a coin. Let's see if we can go back. Well, maybe not on that one, but
they had it on the moon there. They had it on the moon.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's a trademark infringement, or once you put it in the moon, then it's not the same thing, and so it's
who's going to hold you accountable for the moon, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, if you can unshare that, because we're in this about 13 minutes, and I need to talk about my.
All right. Let me get out of that.
Okay, so I'm going to go on and I'm going to screen share a bigger screen so you won't even see Mark and myself, so you can see the trading chart. So I'm going to talk about how, if you're brand new to crypto or you've been looking into it for about a month, you shouldn't be afraid to use, I talked about this the other day, so you can go back and look at our replay from, I think, Tuesday's video. Don't be afraid. I would highly suggest getting a free account at tradingview.com, and in the show notes, I have the link. Just get the free account. Don't be afraid to use TradingView. just to start to understand the crypto market, because it changes so much every single day, because it's open 24/7, 365. And so the first thing you need to do is know the call letters to put in. And so I'm going to share my screen. Hang on, let me go to this here. I'm trying not to do that.
Hey, I'm elevator music.
All right. So the first thing you need to do is just go over here to Coin Market Cap. And you're going to, so let's just say we go to Bitcoin. So I'm going to give you two that we're going to talk about. Bitcoin is BTC. And then let's go down to what Mark talked about today, Dogecoin, DODG. Okay. So I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going to have to come back, I believe. All right. And now I'm going to now show you TradingView. Okay, so it's on the screen, right, Mark?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here's TradingView. So where you would go is you would get an account like this, and then you would click over here in the upper left-hand side, and you would type in BTC USD for the US dollar. So you click on that, and then it brings it in. And as I said the other day, here's the day chart. See where it says D? And if you clicked on that, you can go down to the week, the hour, but usually most people stay on the day chart, especially when you're first learning. And again, this isn't financial advice. I'm just teaching you how to understand a trading chart for crypto. And I'm not, super crazy out knowledgeable, but I have a decent amount of studying on here that I can just give you some basics for you just to start to look at. All right. And again, just because you're on here doesn't mean that you're going to become a day trader in Bitcoin yourself for your own self. And so each one of these candles represents a day. And now what I want to do is to show you, so here's today right now, April 21st. If you can see right, you move your mouse back and forth, and then you can, and then move it up and down and see the money side on the right. Mm-hmm. And so right now, Bitcoin is in the red, and it's, if you look over in the left-hand side, it's coming down. It's at 54,624. All right. And so this is where we're at. Now I want to bring in my favorite indicator. And how you bring in an indicator is you go up here where it says FX and you click on that. And then you type in MACD right up in here. So MACD. And then not any one of these other ones. This is the one that I use. And then you X out. And then now that pops down here. And so, and just realize, see this line here? This is where it breaks from the trading view. And then it brings in the MACD down here. And you can move this. So see where my mouse is on the right-hand side? You could slide that up if you want to look at that more, or slide that down. I like to kind of keep them even. And then you can make this smaller to go back in time, or you can make it and really stretch it out to make it current. Whoops, hang on, I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. Something went wrong. Can you see all this?
I can see everything.
Nice. That was really nice that happened. Can you still see my thing?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Nice. That was nice that happened. Okay, so what is happening right now? So this is the MACD. And the MACD, the blue line is the MACD line, MACD. And I can tell you tomorrow what that means or whatever. I'm not going to give you too many details. And the orange line is the signal line. Okay, and then any one of the indicators you go to, there's this little thing to the left here. And this is sort of the settings. We're not going to mess with the settings at all right now. We're just going to leave them. And so what I like to say is that this orange line is the signal line to tell you when it's going to drop down, or is a time. Some people say it's a time to sell. Not always. It's something for Mark and I. We pretty much like to hodl our crypto. So we're not into day trading it. But this kind of tells us when the orange line crosses over the blue line, that means it's going to start dropping in price. And so we can see right here, if I go right before this, you see here on April 16th, and then the blue line starting to come down. And then right here is the point where it crosses. And so you can, if you go to the top up there, you can see up in here that is when it started to drop. It actually started to turn red here, but then normally by the second day, that's when it drops two times like that, it'll start to cross, and that means it's going to go down. And then if I move it over again, it's still going down. If you can see, the orange line at the bottom is still dropping down. So I would say right now, if you can see how wide it is away from the blue line, that means that Bitcoin is probably going to have a bad day today. And if you can see how far down the blue line is away from the orange line, that means it's probably still going to drop today. So today is not going to be a good day. Now this could start to change. That blue line can all of a sudden turn. If a big whale comes in or a big institution comes in today and buys a ton of it, then that blue line is going to start to hook right back up. And so right now, if you see down here, this is called the histogram, these green and these red little bars down here. And the longer that they are, or the wider that they are, the wider that these are apart, the bigger these are and the darker they are. And so if you can see how the orange and the blue are apart, that means that the orange signal means that it's coming down pretty decent. And so that's why this is a deeper red. If you can see how this is a lighter color, it's almost like a pink. So this means it's still coming down. Now, if this blue line starts to turn, it's probably going to start turning a lighter pink. So if you can see over here, it was pretty wide. Can you see this March 24th? It's wide. And then here it's still pretty wide. And then all of a sudden, see how the blue turned? Like the second day, like that right there, it turned to a lighter pink. That means the indicator has back knowledge. And so it's telling you people are buying in. And so see how it turned, and how each one got smaller. As it gets smaller, that means the blue guy is coming up to meet the orange line, and then it's going to cross over. Now, do you see right here where they're right on top of each other?
Right.
Almost fishing back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's just a tiny little histograms of the green and the red. And so we keep going over here. And then if you go here, now this kicks up, and now it's going into the green because the blue guy crossed over. And when the blue guy crosses over the signal line, the orange line, and it goes above it, we're going to have a good day. So right here, you can see at the bottom where the blue MACD is going up. If you look at the top, what do we have? We have a green candle.
Yeah.
And then, and it's dark green, and it's getting wider and higher at the bottom than the orange signal line. And then right when it turns, you see how it's turning a light green at the bottom? That means he's starting to come down. So I would challenge you today to go get a Tradingview, dump in your Bitcoin like I showed you, and then go over here and type in MACD, okay? And then just see what it's doing and see if it's going to stay wide. And then tomorrow we'll bring it in and see what happened today. And if some whales came in and bought, or if more people dumped and got freaked out, and then it might get wider. I mean, we can see here, look over here. It went down for how many days into the red?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it had like 6, 7 days of going back up. And we had the same thing here. So let's see. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not like Bitcoin always goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes up. Who knows? So that's one of my favorite indicators and things to watch. And I find it fascinating. And then you can also, I'll show you tomorrow, we can go down to like the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and you can really, depending upon what you pay for Tradingview, you can, even watch it more closely. So anyways, so now Mark is off to 2 more Bitcoin news.
Okay. Let's get into.
And as Mark's doing that, I just want to say, as far as, so you just share it, hon, and then you can start talking. I'm just filling in the time. Again, using Tradingview is not that you need to trade your crypto or that you need to become a day trader or anything. It's just starting about educating yourself and understanding that you can know this, and it's fascinating. And there's tons of YouTube videos that can explain a ton of stuff about just Tradingview, or MACD is one of the indicators. So here we go, Mark. Go ahead.
Okay. Ohio senator wants clarity for crypto tax reporting in proposed bill. Senator Rob Portman said lawmakers were still pulling in information on crypto to formulate the bill, implying he announced it to the public prematurely. That's written kind of poorly, and I'm not an English major. So, okay. I'm going to quickly. A Republican lawmaker from Ohio is preparing legislation that would reportedly be aimed at preventing U.S. citizens from evading taxes on their crypto earnings. In an interview with CNBC Squawk Box, Portman said he hoped to introduce a bill with bipartisan support after the next congressional recess, which would address the problem of many crypto users in the U.S. not paying taxes. The senator said lawmakers do not have a final bill yet, and we're still pulling in information on the subject. However, he claimed that both Republicans and Democrats were interested in pursuing closing the tax gap with respect to crypto. Of course, more taxes, more taxes, more taxes. And I'm a fair guy, okay? You know, I understand that there's got to be regulation. There's going to be some taxation. I just find it interesting. Just a quick, you know, purview of this article. It's like they're still pulling in information. Well, you know, it's not like crypto started last week, you know?
Yeah, but probably more adoption right now is happening. And now they're like, oh my gosh, if we don't get a handle on this, this is going to get out of control. And then honestly, I think it's a positive thing as much as I don't want to pay more taxes than we have to. I think we know that in order for our country to run, they need our money, they need our tax money. And if we want crypto to stay here, if we want our investments to be here, if we want to be able to use it and for money to grow, just imagine if you had your Dogecoin, and let's say that was an acceptable currency to pay for your pizza or to pay for, you know, you go to Benny's to buy some liquor or to buy some cigars or to do whatever, that you can use that. What a cool thing if all of a sudden you had $100 of Dogecoin and it went up 420%. Wow. You have way more money to go spend, but then when you go to spend it, you're going to have to pay tax on it. But maybe this is a way for the government to kind of calm down and not be so anti-crypto, and for them to, you know, not come down, because some countries right now are coming out saying they're thinking about banning it. And I think it's all noise. And they're trying to do that because they want to actually get on the books and buy their own Bitcoin for their store value. So they're trying to scare us right now to not buy it. But I think this might be a positive thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna read a couple more things here and we'll move forward. Okay. The idea is to have better information reporting on cryptocurrency and to define it better for tax purposes, said Portman. There is ... $1 trillion tax gap right now. Some of that gap is attributable to the cryptocurrency issue. Okay. I get it. You know what I think the most important thing is set your rules, put them in place. Keep it simple. I think one thing that Congress doesn't do very well is they'll put a bill together and it'll be pages upon pages upon pages. Keep it simple. You know, I don't necessarily have an issue with this, because I think what you're going to see moving forward is once adoption of cryptocurrency kind of takes its place, then you're going to find that people and countries are going to have to compete for individual dollars and intellectual capital and capital, because people are going to want to keep it as minimal as possible. I think that's the one thing about this whole arena is, you know, it's peer-to-peer. It cuts out a lot of middlemen. So we don't need a lot of hand-holding. Fine, put some rules in place. Got no problem with that. I think it's good. I think the challenge right now is, you know, when we talk around, you know, we understand what paying taxes is. We've ran a business for over 30 years. We understand what that is and what you got to do and how you got to file it and everything. So give us the rules. Let us know what the rules are, and we can move forward, because everybody's all over the map on this place. So it's time to lock this thing down and move forward. So
right now the exchanges I think it's a 1099K. I forgot what the form is on the exchanges. They report that from your exchange that you have, that let's say you've bought some stuff on Coinbase or Kraken or whatever, or Gemini. I believe they send their 1099s to the IRS, and then you get it on your dashboard, and then you have to print that off and report that and keep track of it. So it's something that I think most people know. Some people try to go around it, and you're just going to get burned. So I mean,
I think it's just okay. You know, it's in some respects, and there again, I'm not a big fan of over taxation. Minimal is better. I think, especially now you're not talking about really. This is a digital world, so there's not as much energy physically doing things. Purchasing a piece of equipment, and so this is where there's a lot less hands kind of touching what is going on here. So I guess I would say tread lightly, and basically let's get some things in place so people are not so ambiguous. Okay. Yeah. And I would say, okay, got it. So let's get this, but let's keep the bill small, folks. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just asking, you know.
All right. So you want to go on to the next article, because we're at 30 minutes now and we still have a decent amount to cover. I don't want to.
Yep. Okay. Stop that. There we go. Let me go to the last one here. This is about Gemini exchange. And here we go. This takes a little time to get it. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, Gemini's exchange crypto custody doubled since January, reaching $25 billion. Okay, Gemini custody has quickly emerged as a leading platform for institutional investors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're one of the guys late to the party. Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss owned Gemini Exchange announced a major milestone on Tuesday as total cryptocurrency held in custody surpassed 25 billion for the first time. That's pretty impressive. Gemini touted growing participation from institutional investors over the past year. Gemini custody's assets have more than doubled since the start of 2021.
What would be a good example? Do you know of like what an institutional investor is?
I think right here. Our custodial services are used by some of the world's largest asset managers, including BlockFi, Blockchain, CoinList, Global Asset Management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So these are the types of companies that are getting into. They're big companies that obviously are looking
boys are coming on.
for either people that they are managing money for or companies that they're managing money for.
So for us as the average Joe, you can, if you want to, if you're done with that, unshare that, and then we can move on to my crypto jobs thing. But for my take on this, it would be if the big boys are coming on right now, then as us as the average people, if you're watching our show or a replay of this or a snippet of it somewhere on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever you see this, realize that you're early to this, and it might, just realize you're early to this. And if the big boys are coming on, usually we're called retail, and usually the retail people are after the institutions come in. And so,
yeah. And I think the three of the four stories I read, okay, snack companies talking about it, regulation in place, and a Gemini exchange, the largest institutional exchange, Gemini's exchange. That's adoption in those three areas in different facets. So it's happening. You just got to figure out at what point in time you understand the cycle of adoption you're going to be in.
Sure. And as we move on, I'm going to say, and if we do see the Dogecoin dog, Shiba Inu at Westminster Dog Show, winning it, we know it's fully adopted.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go on to crypto jobs. And this would be something that if you, this is a gentleman that is either one of the owners or works at Ivan on Tech. And this is a second channel that they have, but he's talking about blockchain and crypto careers. And so I'm just going to start playing it. And I think you'll find this quite interesting. I'm going to play part of it, and then we're going to stop and move on to more parts of it.
It's still possible in 2021 to start a career in crypto or in blockchain. Well, many people are asking themselves that question, and maybe asking themselves, are there still opportunities out there for me, or am I too late? And if you ask me, the answer is yes, it is possible. It's absolutely possible. Not only is it possible, it is a choice that if you're interested in crypto that you should really think about, because I've never made a better decision than to go full-time crypto. And it's the best thing I've ever done. And I've seen so many people do it where they've left a boring career, unfulfilling career to start to work with an area or this technology that they're so passionate about.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So that's just a snippet there as we kind of got hung up there. I don't know what's going on with this camera there. So that's just one area that I wanted to show you. I want to share a little bit more of this, because I didn't know if I could stop it and then keep replaying it. So I'm going to go back to that one, and hopefully this isn't lagging. It sounds like the computer's having a hard time right now with this. So let me go to, I think it's right around here. Hang on, I'll go a little ahead here. So here's some areas that you can think of. Right here.
You still need whatever it is. So, and I compiled a short list here of different professions that are big in crypto and in blockchain, because every company needs people like this, right?
So you don't have to just be technical
to do the lawyer stuff. They need someone to do customer support, social media management, marketing, sales, all of these stuff. So if you have a traditional sales job, or if you have a traditional HR job, all you need is to touch up, to get a little bit of crypto blockchain knowledge. And then you can use those skills together with your already existing skill set to get a much more exciting job in an industry that you love. So that's what I would recommend. If you have any kind of previous skill that is a skill that is valued in the open market, then use that in the crypto market. Because it's enough to learn a bit about crypto, to build a network in crypto, and then use those skills here.
All right. And then I'm going to go back over here. I don't know if we can play this. Hopefully this is going to play here. This is one other touch point he had.
2021. It's going to be absolutely crazy, especially with all of this traction now that we see. Not only is Bitcoin at the time of recording this video at 60,000, the interest from institutions is huge. And we have Coinbase just a few days ago listing as the first crypto exchange on a US stock exchange. So that's incredible. Okay,
so what he was saying there was that, let me come back, and then we're done with that. Okay, he's saying that the institutions, as Mark just said, even in his last piece there, the institutions are all starting to come in and put it on their balance sheets. They're starting to use advertising dollars in it, and the institutions are coming in right now. So if they're starting to invest in it, then that shows you that there are going to be job opportunities for that. And what this gentleman said is that you can have a traditional sales job, and if you're kind of bored with it, or you just want to maybe go into work with a company that's going to do this completely in the crypto market, a crypto company, you might be able to now get a little bit of blockchain knowledge and crypto knowledge, and then pivot over to a brand new job that's going to probably launch all, the next 10 to 30 years, be the up and coming thing. So you could be ahead of your competition. And that company, Ivan on Tech, does do courses to teach you from the babyest little bit of knowledge to huge amount of knowledge like JavaScript and coding and all that. I've taken some of their courses and just to learn basics on it. So it's fabulous. So
yeah, and it's the resources, especially at Ivan on Tech, incredible. Nice young man. Really, and just what I love about this arena of crypto is everybody is out there giving information, and they're willing to help because they see a real positive future in this arena.
Yeah. So I'm going to share one more thing, and then I'm going to show you some ideas how, if you are tight on your budget and you're kind of just living paycheck to paycheck, or you have maybe you're not living paycheck to paycheck, but you have a lot of kids or just a few kids and tons of expenses with college and school and sports, and you're trying to figure out, well, great, I want to buy into crypto, but I'm already doing investment in the stock market, and if I want to dabble into this, I don't know if I have any extra money. So sometimes you can just cut back and save on little snippets of your life. And you think, as like I said, one of the videos, Mark always talks about the paper cut of death. So if you get one little paper clip, you bleed a little bit and it hurts. But if you got 1,000 of them, it would hurt bad and you could probably bleed out. And so if you paper cut little areas of savings, it can be the converse of bleeding to death, where you can save and tiny little paper cuts of savings to amount to a bigger mass. And so these are just some, you might think they're stupid and that why is this lady showing me duh? But if you start to track this, you can find ways to save, to start stacking. They call it stacking your sats or your Satoshis in Bitcoin. And so let me see if I can find this. Okay. All right. So one of the areas I talked about a couple of days ago, I'm just reminding you, is to go paperless. And what that means is that a lot of companies now, and that's a cute little Bitcoin piggy bank. Do you see that in the corner? Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? So that just reminds you, little ways to save a tiny bit of Bitcoin. So go paperless on your monthly bills. So go through this week or this month, and when you go pay your monthly bills, figure out call up the company and say, hey, if I go paperless, can I get some money off my bill? And because it's going to save them on, putting in an envelope, putting postage on it, mailing it to you, etc. We just got new internet yesterday, and they told me if you go paperless, it's $5 of savings. And so you might think, what's the big deal? It's just $5. Well, $5 times, 12 is 60, and then times that for the next 10 years, it's a tiny bit, but that's just for one company,
Yep.
And so the next thing we talked about the other day was the piggy bank of saving your money to get some crypto is use apps on your phone. One that I like to use is called Gas Buddy. Go search that up, put it on your phone. It's a free app. And I like to use that one. And then you can figure out where, and it'll actually track where you're driving. And then if you have to gas up, it'll say over here is the cheapest gas. And
Yeah,
so that is
it's a nice app. I got a better one. It's called Brenda, because she calls me up. Gas is this much cheaper here.
yeah, it's called your wife. Okay. And then here's the other piggy bank. And this is what we did just yesterday was, so these are things that we all have. So we all have to get our bills. So go paperless. You have to get gas. And so that is something that is, these are things that most of us cannot cut out of our lives. And so let's figure out with those things that we can't cut out, what we can do cheaper. We all need internet. It's not something that you can just go sit outside of McDonald's for 10 hours a day and tag off of their free Wi-Fi, because I hear people actually do that. I didn't know that. Or go to your or actually go to your local library. Some people go there all day and use the free Wi-Fi there, but most people have internet in their homes. And so we just went with a company called MetroNet, and we went from $300 a month with our Comcast bill to now to $70 a month with a gigabyte of speed. And so what a huge savings. That's $200 a month savings that we're going to have. So it's just amazing. Now, this is just straight internet. This isn't like cable with, movie streaming and phone and all that. So I'm going to share more. So I'm challenging you guys to, hang on, let me get back over here. There we go. I'm challenging you guys to start to really try to find ways to cut back. And even if you don't put it in crypto, you at least realize, wow, I actually do have a pile of money. And if you really want to get in the crypto arena, this is a great way to just track your savings and now pivot and just put a little bit in it. That would be not my financial advice, but something I would tell my children to do. So, all right. And then I want to share some funny things. I always like to share the funny stuff at the end because I'm a grown woman, but I'm a child. So hang on. So this is just, one thing, this is just funny because I'm a silly woman, and this is just Bitcoin. We're going out for a jog, and it makes me excited. He's going through the fire. Going up the hill. All right, so we won't play the whole thing. So thought that was cool. In the show notes, I put, I think that's Pomp shared that. I don't know if he made that or not. Anything that we did today, I tried to put in the show notes so you can go and check it out more, and also try to give credit to everybody. Yep. Now, the last thing I'm going to share is something funny, and then Mark's going to talk about it real quick because we're on 42 minutes already. And this is a big event that's happening tonight. I'm going to show something funny, and then I'll show the screen, and then Mark, you can talk about it real quick so that we can end this. So there is a, now this is the funny thing that I want to show. This is Michael Saylor. Gotta play it twice. Okay. So that is talking about how Michael Saylor is going to a big fight tonight. So Mark, start talking about it as I bring up the screen.
Okay. So tonight, or this afternoon, Michael Saylor and Frank Geistra. I think it's Geistra now. I used to say it was Geistra, but I think it's Frank Geistra. It's Bitcoin versus gold. You can sign up now at danielacambone.com. I don't see a time on here, so get signed up for it. I can't maybe read the time. It doesn't look like I can see it.
But you can just sign up if you go down. You go to this, as it says here, danielacambone.com. Yep. And all you need to do is put your email address in, and then they send you. I already signed up, and they send you a link, and then tell you the time.
Yeah,
so I don't have that information. you keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Well, okay, so just to kind of wrap it up here from my aspect. Okay, so we talked about, we're here to educate, entertain, and talk about the evolution of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the blockchain. So I think we kind of covered all areas here. This is really the education part. We've entertained you a little bit. We're talking about the evolution.
Okay, so hang on. It says here 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 3 p.m. today, Eastern Time.
Okay. So this is the part where you have to educate yourself. This isn't about, it's not about, say, buying the S&P 500 as a stock or whatever. This is about educating yourself about the avenue of where the world is kind of moving. This is the Internet 3.0. And you got to educate yourself.
Miss out. Don't miss out. As Mark and I say, we're the average Joe couple, blue collar family in the Midwest. We're hardworking, but we also, find this exciting, and we want you guys to learn from us what we did and where we came from just, less than 9 months ago. And so this isn't hard to do. And so we just want to. So watch that today if you can, catch the replay. And even if you can't watch it live, just sign up so they'll send you the replay when they're done. So I'm going to quick play this.
Bitcoin, say what?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:15 to 7 a.m. Central Time. And if you can't join us live, then just watch our replay.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you, guys. Let's end this.